Hello once again. Someone said to me the other day, how am I qualified to comment? Well, do you really have to be qualified to tell people's truths? And the people's truths I tell are usually very well educated people and from reliable sources. So here we are. We're in a war, namely Ukraine, that could be stopped in 1 week if only donated weapons and money were stopped immediately. It could be over as soon as that, and that easy, except for people like ex-British Prime Minister Mr. Boris Johnson, in his infinite wisdom, who openly encourages Zelensky not to negotiate. And also the war hawks in America, who without a doubt have a vested interest in the war machine. And the corks must be popping in the arms industry, boardrooms all over Europe and America. And a plan rushed through behind closed doors. No consultation, no public debate, and presented as a future company just waiting for the EU rubber stamp and a unilateral declaration by an unelected commissioner called Ursula. I like to call her von der Leyen because that's what she is. And that now Europe is in a war economy. Really. Not a war on poverty or a war on hunger or homelessness. Just a diktat to the public of Europe that they have to accept another 1 billion euros being laundered from their pockets into the fat wallets of the global arms industry. And the workers in those factories have to soak up the suspension of the Working Time Act. And if they don't, they'll be branded as traitors or Kremlin agents. And if that wasn't bad enough, it won't be just our arms industries, because our friends in the US and Israel can dip into the past, flog off bits to the European counterparts, and then do the final assembly by putting a stamp and a premium on it, and it's champagne all around for all those greedy investors who profit from a war machine that kills indiscriminately men, women and children. If they really cared about Ukraine, they would be pushing for peace. But the EU has not lifted a finger to push for peace in Ukraine. In fact, it's done everything to escalate the conflict and prevent peace, because for the EU it's all about the war profiteers, and the catastrophe in Ukraine is nothing more than a global opportunity for your friends and your mates. It's an absolute disgrace, and it's about time they started to work for peace. Then once again, I say, stop all arms and money flooding into Ukraine, and it would be over in a week, and Zelensky would be begging Russia for a peace deal. But what do? I'm just an old man in a chair. But thank you for listening anyway. I will leave a link under more to an English Iraqi rapper who actually knows a thing or two about politics and really is qualified to speak here. And he gives The Guardian a well-earned comment. What an awful newspaper that is, but you can listen to what he has to say. And bravo to Lowkey and his take on Ukraine. And I thank you once again for listening. Please give us an uptick or subscribe, much appreciated. Thank you again for listening. Bye-bye.